Dollars invested in agriculture have been reported by the government of Dominica. Antigua's Prime Minister Gaston Brown has been conferred an honorary professorship by Hangzhou Normal University of China, and Donald Trump moves nuclear submarines after Russian ex-president's comments. The details of these and other stories coming up.
Yo, what's up?
Turn your TV on. Listen to DBS on Digicel TV Channel 50 and Flow TV Channel 951.
DBS News.
I am your presenter this morning. My name is Joseph Fandul. This is the DBS Major Morning News. First up this morning, Minister for Agriculture Roland Royer is reporting investments of over $170 million into the sector post-Hurricane Maria in 2017. Mr. Royer told the 2025-2026 budget debate this week that the investments were responsible for the recovery of the sector.
So far, we spent over $170 million, Mr. Speaker, post-Hurricane Maria, to inject in the sector, first for recovery, second for expansion of agriculture, Mr. Speaker. And what it did, it helped us increase our contribution to GDP. We're speaking about in 2018, after Hurricane Maria, we're about 11% contribution to GDP. Now, in 2024, 2025, we are 17%, Mr. Speaker. And I must qualify that's the highest in CARICOM, Mr. Speaker. So when people are saying what we are doing for agriculture, it's the stats says differently. We are 17, and our close neighbors country like St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Grenada, they are 4%, 5%, and 7% respectively, Mr. Speaker. So that is just evidence of the level of investment we have put in the sector and the impact it has been having on the sector.
Minister for Agriculture Roland Royer. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says the 2025-2026 national budget will create about 4,000 jobs over the next 4 years. He says the jobs will be created within the International Airport Project, the Cable Car Project, and the geothermal power plant, amongst others.
In respect to jobs, this budget will create some 4,000 jobs. 4,000 jobs over the next 4 years, Mr. Speaker. International Airport, 450. The cable car, 200. The Portsmouth Marina, 70. Geothermal, 120. Stay over tourism, 250. Cruise tourism, 200. Digital IT services, 300. Retail, 150. Other services, 242. Agriculture, 1,200. Manufacturing, 200. Infrastructure, roads, 200. Infrastructure, housing, 250. Infrastructure, education, 75. Infrastructure, health, 50. The film industry, 300. Over 4,000 jobs over the next 4 years.
The Prime Minister also spoke of government's plans to decentralize waste management in Dominica.
We have decided to decentralize the disposal sites to eventually win ourselves off the stock farm facility and have separate facilities for tires and for derelict vehicles. This is why we're going to be using local government authorities to assist us in the decentralization or the management of collections. So it'll be more timely. We're getting 2 trucks on Friday, it was delayed. We're getting 4 in early October. We're also buying 4 tipper trucks and we'll be deploying them. So a truck will be in Granby, for example, in Mao, Mr. Speaker, we'll give a truck to Portsmouth and La Plaine so that the truck doesn't have to go from Roseau to Granby, come back. The truck is in Granby, so anything you see garbage, they'll pick it up and bring it. We have everyday stuff. The garbage in Mao market will not be there for 2 days because they'll have a truck. There'll be an arrangement between the Solid Waste Corporation and the local authority there to enhance the management, to enhance the collection. But at the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, there's a responsibility on our part. The way I see things, Mr. Speaker, no matter how much resources you give to solid waste, unless people change their attitude and behavior to the environment, we'll have a problem.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. China's scholarship program for Dominican students expanded on Friday with the award of 6 scholarships during a ceremony at the Chinese embassy. Chinese ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Chu Maoming, told the award of scholarship ceremony that the program will be expanded further next year.
As an instrumental mechanism facilitating the two countries' people-to-people exchanges, the scholarship program has been offered to over 200 Dominican students to study in China since the establishment of diplomatic relations in 2004. Now, they thrive in respective careers. This year, another 6 students have been awarded scholarships. Congratulations to all of you. Actually, both the ministry and my embassy helped to submit more than 6 because of the process of the universities. Unfortunately, some of the students were not admitted, but I hope that next year, Minister will have some discussions with her counterpart in China, and definitely we are going to increase the number of the scholarships.
China's ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Chu Maoming. Minister for Education Octavia Alfred encouraged the students to use the opportunity to develop themselves.
So this is your moment, but it's also your responsibility. Carry this honor with humility and determination. Let it fuel your journey. Pursue excellence not only for yourself, but for your families and your community and your country. So make sure you make your families and your countries proud. Keep up a positive trend of academic excellence of Dominican students across the globe. Never take for granted the gift afforded by the People's Republic of China. Consider yourself fortunate and make good use of this opportunity. I want to express profound gratitude to the People's Republic of China. They have been providing these opportunities for our students since 2004. You help to educate our students. That is part of helping to build Dominica.
Minister for Education Octavia Alfred, recipients of the scholarships told DBS News that they are grateful to the governments of China and Dominica.
Well, I feel very honored, a bit anxious, a bit nervous. I don't know how to feel surely as yet, but I'm very grateful to the government of Dominica and the People's Republic of China for providing this opportunity for me. Well, I'm interested in computer science. That's the official name for my degree. I started it in Dominica State College a couple years back. That's more than 4 years ago I graduated. So now I'm going back to continue to get my bachelor's degree now. I wish to pursue programming, like I like to code on computers, make software apps, games, so I wish to learn more about that.
I'm very grateful and thankful for this opportunity. It's something I've wanted to do for a very long time. It's always been a dream for me to study in China. I'm very thankful that I've gotten the opportunity to accomplish my goal and my dreams. I'm going to be studying artificial intelligence at the Beijing Institute of Technology in China. Originally, I just want to thank God, my family, my mentors, my teachers, everyone who helped me achieve this scholarship. I'm just very grateful, at a loss of words, really and truly.
And I feel incredibly blessed to be bestowed with this scholarship to go and further my education. It means that I have the weight of making my family proud on my shoulder, together with my country, and to ultimately do my best. I intend to use my degree to help design resilient buildings in this wave of climate change and climate resilience, especially here in Dominica. I aim to use my skills to help develop our country in that aspect, especially given that now more than ever we are in the hurricane season. So
I think it's an excellent opportunity. Honestly, it really gives me opportunity to learn about other cultures as well as to receive exceptional education, and for me that is a big thing. I'm going to be studying biological sciences. Well, I intend to get into the field of science, whether it's being a doctor or researcher in genetics or possibly neuroscience. My final words are to look for an opportunity everywhere you can get it, because oftentimes things like this don't come around. So when you get this opportunity, take it and make the best of it. Really put yourself out there and try to make yourself the best version of yourself.
I'm grateful for the opportunity. It was surprising because at first, while I was going about my day at the time when I found out, and then I found out the news so suddenly on my phone. So it was a rush of emotions that I received the opportunity to achieve my goals. I'm going to be studying civil engineering at Harbin Institute of Technology. I'd like to thank God firstly, and then I'd like to thank my parents. Secondly, I'd like to thank my siblings. I want to thank the Ministry of Education as well as the government of China and Dominica respectively, making this opportunity or our goals seem reachable.
Recipients of the Chinese scholarships, Shirkwan Fountain of Doda, and the other students, Kezia Roye of Point Michel, Leighton Laura Mall of Portsmouth, Yezara Alexander of Roseau, and Josh Basil of Salisbury. Well, Dominica will be represented by a 75-member team for the 15th Caribbean Festival of Arts, or CariFesta, in Barbados from August 22nd to the 31st. Minister for Culture Greta Roberts says Dominica is preparing for the event.
We at the Ministry of Culture, we are presently preparing for CariFesta 15, which will be held in Barbados this year. We are looking at sending a team of about 75 participants to include 30 of our youth, 30 of our young people, because we want them to experience the Caribbean Festival of Arts. And Barbados wants us to come because they believe it will be the best festival of arts ever. So we are planning to send our people there. They will be performing in dance, in art. We will have art exhibitions. We'll have a fashion parade as well, and product displays. I want to thank the Honorable Henderson, because Dexia is playing a big part in that. We also want to thank the Ministry of Tourism, Honorable Charles, because they too are helping us, and education, of course, because we're engaging the youth. So all these three ministries are working with us to ensure that we really represent during CariFesta.
Minister for Culture Greta Roberts. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says Dominica's economy has recorded an average growth of 6% from 2020 onwards. Prime Minister Skerrit says despite the challenges posed by Hurricane Maria, then COVID-19 pandemic, Dominica's economy has made a significant comeback.
We've always had growth in the economy, except the times of great adversity, shocks we had no control over. Shocks we had no control over. And then came COVID-19. That set us back severely with a 15.7% decline in 2020. And I believe, Mr. Speaker, we're not saying so over any boats. We had one of the most comprehensive systems to treat the COVID-19, Mr. Speaker. We did not allow any stone to remain unturned to save our people, to save our people's lives, and also to save their livelihoods. And since 2020, we have since bounced back with an average growth of 6% per year, Mr. Speaker. It did not take too long. COVID lingered until 2023. But because of our policy initiatives, allowing the economy to be open, people could go fish, people could go to the markets, people could go to the farms, construction continued during COVID, we allowed the supermarkets to open, we allowed some businesses to open, there was economic activity taking place. In 2021, Mr. Speaker, the economy grew by 5.4%. In 2022, during the middle of COVID-19, Mr. Speaker, the economy grew by 10.4%. In 2023, Mr. Speaker, the economy grew by 4.7%. And in 2024, 3.5%. So there's growth in the economy. And if you want to check the data, you go to the World Bank. Not scary numbers that. World Bank numbers, Mr. Speaker.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Let's move to news from the region, where in a ceremony rich with symbolism and diplomatic significance, the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Brown, was formally conferred the title of Honorary Professor by the prestigious Hangzhou Normal University of the People's Republic of China. Well, this marks the first time in the university's more than 100-year history that a sitting head of government has received the honor. The ceremony took place at the office of the Prime Minister in Antigua and Barbuda and was attended by Professor Min Zhu, Dean of the School of International Studies and Director of the Center for Caribbean Studies at HNU. The moment celebrated the deepening bonds of friendship between Antigua and China, as well as the academic and cultural bridges being built between the two nations. Well, Prime Minister Gaston Brown expressed his deep gratitude for the honorary title, stating that it reflected, quote, the strong friendship between the countries and institutions, unquote, and praised the People's Republic of China as one of the closest and most reliable development partners and friends. He highlighted the long-standing and mutual beneficial relationship that has seen Chinese concessional loans and grants support for major infrastructural projects across Antigua and Barbuda, including the Aeon Seaports, social housing, the Five-Island campus of the University of the West Indies, and the Sir Vivian Richards Cricket Stadium. Internationally, U.S. President Donald Trump says he has ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions in response to highly provocative comments by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. Trump said he acted just in case these foolish and inflammatory comments are more than just that. Words are very important, he said, and can often lead to unintended consequences. He added by saying, and I quote, I hope this will not be one of those instances, unquote. He did not say where the 2 submarines were being deployed to, in keeping with U.S. military protocol. Medvedev has recently threatened the U.S. in response to Trump's ultimatums to Moscow to agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine or face tough sanctions. We've come to the end of the presentation of the DBS Major Morning News. The best in sports comes up next. Stay tuned.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way. So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to pay your bills with Mobanking. The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier pay employees way. On Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank. Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details. The faster, easier way to bank. NBD. Your partner, your bank. Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Welcome to the presentation of the DBS Major Morning Sports. And of course, hoping that you guys are having a great morning. Tune in to the morning news and sports. Let's bowl off with some cricket news. Very, very, very big cricket news, especially for Dominica, where the 2025 Windward Islands Cricket Super 50 Overs title will be decided today, as defending champions Dominica will meet our neighbors to the south, St. Lucia, in the title match this morning. Well, both teams ended the competition with identical records of 2 wins and 1 loss, with Dominica having picked up an easy win over St. Lucia in the final round-robin match on Thursday. Well, the other match today will be for third place, and that will be between Grenada and St. Vincent. Of course, we'll be keeping you updated with that very, very, very big game as it unfolds. Let's splash over to some swimming where national swimmer Jasmine Schofield gave it her best shot, but it was just not enough to advance to the next round of the 50-meter freestyle event at the World Aquatics Championship in Singapore last night. Schofield, swimming in heat number 4, swam a bit slower than her personal best, swimming at 29.37 seconds. Her time earned her a 7th place finish in the pool of 10 swimmers. The heat was won by Kira de Cuba of Curacao in a time of 28.30 seconds. Earlier this week, Schofield finished in 6th place in a heat of 10 swimmers in the 100-meter freestyle event. Let's move over to some football, some big action with the Under-15 Boys Championships, where Dominica will open up its campaign in the 2025 CONCACAF Under-15 Championships in Curacao. Dominica has been grouped with St. Vincent, Bahamas, and Bonaire. Dominica opens up its campaign on Monday against St. Vincent at 2 p.m. National Under-15 team recently secured a win and a draw over Anguilla in 2 friendlies. Well, the team, which will be coached by Oris Mills and Kurt Hurd. The squad is being captained by Karlik Prevost, Asaf Banis, Roxanne Kopel, Shirkwan Gustav, Tishan Christmas, Ozan Graham, Kelano Williams, Taron George, Curtin Joseph, Jayan Lockhart, Elon Pascal, Peyton James, TJ Lewis, Che Etienne, Karlik Prevost, Edric Augustine, Hassani Ambo, Javon Hamilton, and Peter Greenaway make up the rest of the team. Staying with some football, this time from the local Premier League side, coach of the DFA Premier League side DSFC, Jordan Luke, has acknowledged that the club's survival in the DFA Premier League will be on the line as they come up against East Central at the DFA Technical Center tonight in the DFA Premier League. DSFC are sitting in last place in 10th position in the points table. They only have 4 points with 1 win out of 14 games. Well, they will challenge 9th place East Central, who are on 7 points, in a key match with implications for relegation today, Saturday. Coach Luke says his team understands what is at stake.
I think the message, the commitment is that we're going to keep fighting. We're not going to give up. Yes, things are tough, but we're going to keep going. Complete performance. Past few games, we had a few key pieces, skilled players not available. Now we have more of a complete team. So it's about coming out and really giving a good account of ourselves, really putting in a good performance and making sure we can get the result that we're looking for in there. We'll see how the game goes. The game can talk. I mean, in our last game, we got 12 goals for real, but we also had 10 shots on goal. And the keeper made 10 saves, and we hit the post 3 times. So that says a different story in terms of how the game actually played. But we need to just keep giving the good performances and more complete performances to get to where we really want to go. And I think we'll have an interesting end to the season. And I'm not making any predictions. I don't think I have any right now. It's easier to look on the outside than to say what you're going to do for yourself.
DSFC coach Jordan Luke. Well, that game gets underway tonight from 7 p.m. at the DFA Technical Center. Well, the other Premier League matches on this weekend will feature Petro Caribe, Point Michel, and Middleham United. That game is carded for tomorrow, Sunday. Meantime, at the top of the points table, league leaders and defending champions Central Cooperative Credit Union Dublin FC can retain their title if they are to win their next match, and second place Belfast Estate Maho Soccer Strikers drops points. Well, Dublin has an 8-point lead with 4 matches left in the season. Dublin are undefeated with 11 wins and 3 draws and top the standings with 36 points, while Maho stand at 28 in second. We United and Southeast are on 25 points, Portsmouth 22 points, Harlem 21, Middleham 16, and Point Michel 11 points. Dominica School's boys volleyball team remained on course to win the boys volleyball title at the Windward Island School Games as they secured straight set wins over Grenada as that competition continued on Friday. Dominica took the match 25-21, 25-20 and 25-22 to remain the only unbeaten team in boys volleyball. Well, despite the results, Dominica seemed destined for a second-place finish overall in the tournament as that competition heads into the final day today. Grenada tops the points tables with 37 points. Grenada has first-place finishes in the boys basketball and track and field, and second-place finishes in netball and football, are in second place headed into the finals day in the girls basketball and girls volleyball. Dominica are in second place overall on 33 points, while Dominica are in first place heading into the final day in girls basketball and boys and girls volleyball. Dominica, however, finished third in athletics, football, netball, and boys basketball. St. Lucia are in third place overall on 23 points and St. Vincent fourth on 19 points. Inter-schools competitions continues today, Saturday, with Dominica playing Grenada in girls basketball. Dominica plays St. Lucia in boys volleyball, and Dominica will play Grenada in girls volleyball. Let's bowl over to some cricket news where West Indies captain Shea Hope says the West Indies have to do better against Spain and limit the number of dot balls if the West Indies are to beat Pakistan. His comments following the West Indies' defeat in the first T20 against Pakistan. Hope says his batters need to be more positive.
I think it was not a bad total. Obviously, if you bowl well in these conditions, it's going to be difficult, especially from a spin standpoint. They've got some quality spinners in their lineup, and you can see how difficult it was for us as a batting group. But also, we realized how important it was to limit those dot balls, because I think we had close to 60 dot balls. There's almost 10 overs of dot balls in an innings, and we lost by 14 runs. So let's say we had 20 singles out of those dots, then it would have been a different game. So when you break things down like that, you got to ensure that you're coming out from a more positive front. And a lot of times when you got spin options that like they have on pitches like that, which spinning is a bit slow, is a bit grippy, you got to ensure that you rotate your strike a lot more, taking slightly less risk options, and finding ways to keep your scoreboard taken over. So I wouldn't say it was not a power score, but I felt as well as a batting group, we still would have had that under control if we batted well.
Meantime, Hope has a lot of praise for Jewel Andrew. Andrew made history, becoming the youngest player to play a T20 match for the West Indies at just 18 years old. Hope says that Jewel Andrew has a bright future ahead of him.
He's a quality player. When you look at him, you can just see class. He's shown that he can play at this level. He's got the skills, certainly got all the shots that we can think of. But it's just about him getting better, understanding how to go about his batting, building innings, and just growing as a batter. And if he does that, I think he's going to be a legend in this game. He's a quality player already. So as long as he continues to work hard, keep learning, and feeding off of the experienced guys around the group, I think he's got a very, very bright future ahead of him.
West Indies captain Shea Hope. Staying with some cricket news, West Indies head coach Darren Sammy is hoping his bowling unit can string good performances for the remainder of the T20 series against Pakistan. The bowlers struggled in the last series against Australia but had their moments in the first T20 against Pakistan. Sammy says a strong bowling unit will be key for West Indies if they are to have any success.
Yeah, I have to be confident. Ravi Rampal, who's been doing an excellent job in trying to instill this type of confidence, this type of skill into the bowling unit, something that I've spoken about, something that has been a little fun in our heel form for a long time, since we were really champions in that T20 team, where we had guys who did specific roles in different times. So Ravi is working really hard in getting them skillful enough to believe that they could execute. But all in all, it's first the mindset will determine the skill set. So we got to believe that we are good enough to execute our plans and continue to work on our skills. And hopefully this could be a turnaround. Although it's the same set of guys, but the little things that they practice they work on practice. Hopefully it could be executed out there in the middle.
West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. The second T20 gets underway tonight at 8 p.m. Let's come back down to Dominica with some local Kalinago Premier League cricket. 4 matches are on the cards as the Kalinago Premier League continues this weekend. Action gets underway this morning, today, Saturday, this morning, with the cynical Red Force down to face Atkinson Dynamic Stars this morning at 10 a.m. While at 2 p.m. it's BA Grinders up against Central Centipedes. On Sunday, Concord Super Kings will play the GM Strikers, while the PR Thunder Kings will take on the Isu Lucati Bombers. Well, that's the end of the morning news this morning right here. Thank you very much for joining us. A few quick reminders of some important things happening on DBS Radio throughout this morning and throughout the weekend. This morning, connecting the dots, Derek Rapiters, Bouillon Legend comes through. Also, Maurice Marshall Bois Isles, one of the main initial contributors to the drumming program of Bouillon Music, comes through at 9 o'clock this morning right here on Connecting the Dots. It's going to be a very big program this morning right here. Of course, 11 o'clock DG Fun Time. The next news is at 1:15 with the announcements coming through at 1:35. Don't forget the Lotto draw at 1:30. And then the announcements at 1:35. Youth Vibes comes through at 2 o'clock. Ambassador Leroy Prince Walix Charles comes through at 3 o'clock. And then Stephen Dangleben comes through at 8 tonight right here. DBS has a presentation tomorrow, 2 p.m. It's on the late Gerald Gary Ed, who was laid to rest last week. Mr. Ed previously served as managing director of DBS Radio, of HHV Whitchurch, sorry. Apologies for that, of HHV Whitchurch. And of course, just also want to inform you that DBS Radio informs clients, individuals sending correspondence, invitations, messages, music, news articles, press releases, press invitations, that the email address of DBS Radio is now traffic@dbcradio.net. Once again, traffic, TRAFFIC, at dbcradio.net. I was your news presenter this morning, Joseph Fadul. On behalf of the entire news and sports department, thank you for listening.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way. So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to pay your bills with Mobanking. The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier pay employees on Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Let's now present to you this morning's edition of the Insert of the Package. The Insert of the Package brought to you compliments of our wonderful friends at A&A Low Price Center.
A&A Low Price Center in the village of Calabishi offers the best prices for the freshest products ever. One-stop convenient shopping at A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi. For your foods, your everyday needs, snacks, liquor, dry goods, and more. Just about everything located in the flat of Calabishi, directly in the center of the village. Come to A&A Low Price Center on the highway in Calabishi. A&A Low Price Center is family owned and operated. It is fully computerized motorized, VAT compliant, load tow, credit card and top-up capabilities. Stop at A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi today or call 445-7655. Drop us an email at analowprice@gmail.com. A&A Low Price Center in Calabishi open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit us today. Just walk in and be happy you did.
And this morning's insert of the package